Welcome back to K&L Farms. I'm Ken, and we're going to go over some stuff. And kind of the talking heads on YouTube have been saying I need to niche down. I hate that term. They say, and my phrase, it would actually be pick a single subject. So they want me to show you the sawmill, they want me to show you the gardening, they want me to show you, fire prevention, burning brush, that type of deal. I don't think that gives you a full representation of what the homestead life actually looks like. So that being said, we're going to move forward to, as you know, if you go back, I'm on a volunteer fire department. I just learned probably this last weekend that sorry that. And also, if the radio goes off and it pages me out, this video will be very, very short. Excuse me for just a minute. I can't figure, they're on the other end of the county and I can't figure out what they got going on. But anyway, it's not me. I don't have to go yet. So we're in the season, at least for me, is for wildland fire prevention. I'm going to show you a couple, three subject matters on this video. Because I'm up in the upper end, I'm up my place up towards the Blacktop Road. I have an area here I can kind of illustrate the concerns that I have and the concerns that other wildland fires would have. And also, I'm going to bring it to your attention, you probably don't know this as of yet, where I'm attached to, we have 3 brush rigs. Several bodies, several souls that we have on the department, but each brush rig will probably come out with 2 souls. So hypothetically, if I went and got dispatched out right now for a brushland or a wildland fire, and I would be with another individual, another person. I would be assigned. All of our brush rigs go out with at least 2 people. I'd be assigned to another person. So generally speaking, the local people, so in your area, if you have a volunteer type situation, they go and they assess which houses are actually deemed that they can recover or they can protect, and which houses they can't. So that I roll up on a house somewhere in my district and it's got brush, it's got flower garden or flower beds right up against the house with a whole bunch of bark dust up against the house. No one has taken any steps towards protecting the house, and this is the time to protect the house. And the saying comes in, an ounce of prevention will be a pound of cure. But if I roll up in a brush rig, me and another individual, and we roll up and we say, we can't save this house. This house is already doomed, because no one's put any energy into prevention of brushland fires. We just go to the end of the driveway and we put a big X on, and so the other 3 units, they roll, other 2 units with 2 people, they roll by, they see a big X on the end of the driveway, they know that someone has been there, me, and said that, hey, we can't save the house, it's gonna be a loss. We move on to a house that we can protect. So this video is going to show you some steps in attempting to save your house when a major brush fire comes through. Now that's another subject that comes up a little bit. Is okay, so we got and you and I have both seen it. You got a fire moving at a mile an hour, moving 36 miles an hour. In that condition, no one's going to protect it. Even me, my house. If a fire comes from the north, which I think that's the first education, which direction is fire coming to your house? That's the first thing. And you put your strongest emphasis on that direction for prevention. Okay, so they actually say, okay, fire's moving that fast, we just no one, when I signed up for the volunteer department, no one said I have to risk my life or I need to die to save a structure. Now, we put more emphasis on a structure than we do on anything else. But if it's moving that fast, I've got to get my family out of the county as well as you do. So we're going to go over some of the steps it takes to prevent that from happening. And preventing that from happening is, in fact, the travel time. If you put some energy into slowing the fire down enough that it does not travel as fast. Now I'm going to give you an example right here in just a minute of not doing that, and then I'm going to move the camera down and I'll show you an example closer to the house that you can prevent the travel or spread time. And if you can prevent the travel or spread time, that means that agencies like mine will come and do as much as they can until their life becomes in danger. Not your family, my life becomes endangered, and then we move on. Once that happens, we got to move on too. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example right here real quick, and then we'll go over some other stuff. And at the end of this video, I'll put a couple of links up, a couple of different videos up at the end that you can actually see me trying to do this. Now when I say this and I show you this is in my case, I can't afford for a third party to come in with an excavator and just clean up the whole woodland plot. So every year I put energy into how big a footprint, like last year on the video or you've seen that, I put energy into, I can do a 100-yard area that I minimize the travel time, because remember, the key is travel time. Once it gets going, as you know, like you've seen, going fast, once it gets into the treetops, everybody's going to vacate. Everybody's going to vacate and come back and see what they can save afterwards. But this video the purpose is to get it to slow down enough that we can do that we can actually work on your house or your homestead. And also, I'm going to give you a representation of a large woodlot. And if you're just got a small house type situation, you can do the same thing. You got a small house, get as much combustibles away from the house now. Away from the house now. That's dead leaves. That's something that's dead. You got a dead shrub against the house. You have hose bibs. You have garden hoses. You have sprinklers, so you can move them up against the house. And then you can actually get in a red flag situation. You go out, run your garden hoses up against the house if you only own a house. Now I'm talking in my situation, it's a large woodland situation, a large timber lot, and I just try, because I can't afford to get an excavator and a third-party contractor to come in. I just try and get the predominant direction I believe fire is going to come from. In my case, it's north. I try and slow down and make blocks of property that is minimalistic in the foliage that's around it. And so let me show you right here, because I brought the camera up to an area that's heavy in foliage, heavy in fuel. Travel time would be in, I don't know if I'd even go minutes, I would go seconds. That travel time from Blacktop Road towards the house is going to be minimalistic. And I'm going to show you that here in just a minute. And you probably see behind me, but see this? I'm going to step out here into this so you can see. See this area right here? This area right here, I haven't got to, I've been delinquent in that. And this area right here, from here to the other snow patch, I don't know if you can see it over here, that's probably maybe 50 yards over. This is heavy fuel. It's going to travel rapidly. And then I'll take you down the hill and I'll show you down by the house the difference between heavy fuel. Let me stand next to this so you can actually see the size of it. And maybe this year, I don't know if it'll be this year, but But in short order, this area will be cleaned up, probably be a different subject matter on the video that I'll work on. But for right now, we're trying to do, this is bad. This area's bad. If you got timber lot that looks like this, take this time. You got, it's March now, you got from March till, let's say June to make a footprint and get some of this taken care of. And I'm going to take you down to a different area, and I'll show you a different area in just a minute. Okay, should be back. And I came up the hill. It's kind of a commute to go up the hill a little bit from the blacktop up here. And I'm going to give you an idea. I'll probably walk around, commute around a little bit so you can actually see. And what it is you can't do away with fire. You can't do away with, this would probably still hold fire because of pine needles. And excuse me for just a minute. I got to get Martin. There's Martin. I'm not sure, ouch, what he's doing up here, but he wanted to come visit for a minute. Okay, but down below the first part of the video, heavy fuel, rapid movement, and this is slower movement. It might hold fire, but it's going to give me enough time, or whoever you have in your area, enough time that they can actually move a truck up through that heavy fuel down below, which I'll correct at a later date, and come up, and they can actually attack the fire. Because it goes from, once we get on a scene and we got a fire going on, it's human life. We get human life taken care of. We come get you, move you out of the situation, get you to a safe location. Then it goes structure. Once structure, now remember also that there's going to be a lot of people. There's a lot of houses, a lot of residents. We're trying to move the residents out. We're trying to take care of the structure. And once we get the structure taken care of, we move on to the next subject matter. But if we pull up to this house, my house, and it's got sprinklers out and it's got low profile fuel or holding fuel or minimal travel compared to what you've seen previously, then I'm in a good situation. I'll bring a truck in here, or people will bring a truck in here all day long, protect this structure, get the sprinklers going, and then we move on to the next one. And this house, I believe this house and my structures would sustain a significant fire. The only problem that I have is if I get in the treetops, if it starts cresting, got to talk to Martin for a minute. If it starts cresting in the treetops, capping, then it's going to move from where I'm at all the way, might even be, well, in my case, it wouldn't be the next county, but definitely be the next township. And the individuals with me would, more than likely, we would split the unit. We'd probably keep a brush rig and an engine here and a tender here and some drop tanks, and then we would bail and move on to the next township, so that we can actually save theirs and my place, even though it's well insured, would be lost. But you're trying to make steps to slow the fire down so you don't lose your structures. Of course, the human life, we've already taken care of that subject matter. Human life is number one subject, directly after firefighters. So you got a bunch of volunteer firefighters. Their situation, they've accepted the responsibility. They feel that there's a significant enough a threat to not help human life. And after we get human life taken care of, then we move on to structures. Structures probably number 3. Number 1 is firefighters. Number 2 is your well-being, and number 3 would be your structures. The rest of it, in my case, timber lot, all the trees burned down. Don't care. I need me and my family well-being taken care of. I need my structures so I come back and actually have a house. If the trees burn down, man, they'll grow back. But I can't in good faith say that we wouldn't be concerned about your well-being. That's kind of the standard that we live in, and I'm sure that other firefighters are the same way. And remember that 70% of firefighters are, in fact, volunteers just like me, and they have the same standards. Our life, your life, structure, timberlands, other thing. That's the way that I've been taught when I'm doing it, and that's the way you need to think about it also. I'm going to put a couple videos up here that relate to fire, after I pet that cat, to relate to fire prevention, and getting ready for this June or July. Now's the time to actually put some effort into around your house. If you own a house, don't own a big woodlot, you own a house, put some effort into around your house so that this season, when it comes up, whether it's minimal or it's extreme, you're protected in some way. And thank you, and have a good day.